someone who was watching.
Oh, the questions disappeared. Maybe we
Yep.
could.
Yeah. So I have them here.
Oh, yay.
Great.
Yeah. So the one was about go a little deeper into the relationship between form and place, the sense of place. How does that relationship evolve?
Mm-hmm. I think I might have the answer to this right at the top of my head. And this is just one specific incident of my relationship to form and landscape. So my whole life, I lived near some giant body of water, like a big open body of water. So when I was a child, I actually lived in Honolulu. I was a little baby next to the Pacific Ocean. And then for the rest of my life, I lived near Lake Superior, which is just as an expansive inland sea as any other. So my whole life, I sort of oriented myself around that lake. I knew where I was going. Am I going north on the lake? Am I going south? Am I going east? Am I going west? Moving here to Minneapolis, I don't have that big expansive sense of a lake here. So my navigation system, my internal navigation was kind of transformed. I wouldn't say it was like obliterated. It was more transformed. So, I mean, we have the Mississippi River, but that's more long. That's not expansive. And I think that's kind of what the internal direction looks towards. But we have the skyline here. So now I orient myself around my going north, south, east, or west of the skyline. And I think that was kind of when I moved from Ashland, Wisconsin to Minneapolis, I think that was reflected in my my choice of topics I was writing about. I think was more oriented around the sort of directions I could go from the skyline. I can go from the lake, if that makes sense. So I think that sort of like physical core of where I was directed what I wanted to write about.
That's super interesting because I feel like a lot of people that I talk to who are from this area, the Duluth Superior area, have this sort of internal inherent navigational compass where once you don't have that lake to orient yourself, you're always kind of searching for something to fill that. And for me, I left, almost 20 years ago and moved to New York. And well, I lived, there was an ocean there, but it wasn't the same. But I've been trying to get back here ever since. I feel like there's a magnet here that has definitely informed my work as a creative artist. There's just this sense of longing that when I see the lake, it's almost like this spiritual thing, like, okay, like I'm home now and I feel connected to this place in a way that I don't feel connected anywhere else. And it's that water, it's that body of water. And there's a spiritual sense there that I feel like when you grow up with that, grow up with near that, it just is in your body and it's almost like your body craves it if you're gone. Yeah. So I feel a similar feeling. And now I'm back here, which is weird because I was like, when I was 18, I was like, get me the hell out of here. And then I left and I was like, where's the lake? What did I do? But that gives us something to write about, right? We have to like leave in order to like discover ourselves, and, what enjambment means and everything like that. But yeah, that sense of longing, I think is it's a very human feeling, but I definitely equate that with the lake for sure.
And I think that sense of longing and like traveling to and from can be reflected on like the line and syntax level, like going back to like technical form. And I think that's something that might be sort of expressed in both of our writing. Honestly, I think you and I both sort of tend towards really long lines. Like I think we both love a good old run-on sentence.
Yeah.
Sense of going to and from places. I think there's something to do with that.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Yeah, I do love run-on sentences. They're good. I like a meaty sentence.
I like a messy sentence.
Yeah. Yeah. Are people still watching? Are they still...
Yes, we have some people. So one of the questions on the previous video was, can you talk a little bit, Jessica, about pitching your book, the process of doing that? How did that work for you? How did you conceive of that and then get people to publish it?
Well, my process was a weird one, and I wouldn't, and yes, it was a very untraditional process, but I submitted it to a contest, to a manuscript contest that Seneca Review was having. Seneca Review Books was doing this lyric essay contest, and I happened to have been working on a manuscript of lyric essays, and I went to a writing conference called AWP, and they had this huge networking book fair thing, and I was able to meet with some of the editors there who had published one of my essays. And so I felt the lyric essay actually started at Seneca Review at this college in the Finger Lakes area. And so I was really drawn to this literary magazine because of the lyric essays that they published. And so I was excited to submit my manuscript to this contest, and then I kind of forgot about it. As you do, but then I got a call from Jenny Booley, who is one of my favorite essayists of all time, who is just a phenomenal writer. And she was like, "This is Jenny Booley." And I'm like, "Are you fucking punking me right now?" I think my kids aren't listening anymore, but yeah. And so, yeah, mine was not a traditional process where I sent in manuscripts to agents and things. So I was fortunate in that way. So I won this contest, and part of that was getting my manuscript published by Seneca Review Books. Yeah.
Great.
More proof for my case for Jessica as a poet. Poets also only get their manuscripts published pretty much through contests. So
oh, really?
Yeah, and Mark was a poet.
I am a poet. I'm an undercover poet, I think. Yeah.
Yes.
I do. My first play was about a poet. And then so there's poetry in my very first play. And so it's like I dabble. I'm a dabbler. Yeah.
Well, so that was all the questions that we had. So I would like to just remind people that the book we are talking about is Sound Like Trap Thunder. It is available at majorsandquinn.com. I'm going to put a link under this video right here. And yeah, we just really thank you for tuning in and asking your questions and saying hello. And I want to thank Halee as well for being here. Just such a wonderful conversation partner. So it was just really great to listen to the two of you talk about your beautiful, beautiful writing about place. So thank you everyone for being here and sticking with us. And this video remains available on the Majors and Quinn Facebook page and YouTube channel. So if anyone missed it or wants to check it out later, it will be there under videos. Thanks so much, and have a wonderful evening, everyone.
Thank you, Halee. Thank you, Annie. Thank you, Majors and Quinn. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in and for caring about lyric essay and books.
Yeah.
Buy some books from Majors and Quinn.
Yeah.